What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Smitty's. If you are new here, we do all kinds of things like truck videos, travel videos, and any other thing videos. If that sounds interesting to you, or if you find this video interesting, go ahead and please consider subscribing, because the more you watch, the more they watch, the more we can help each other. This video is going to be a truck video. I'm going to be showing you how to lift your Toyota 4Runner. It's not going to be a detailed walkthrough because this lift is not that complicated. I'm going to be telling you what to do and how to do it, and then I'm going to show you the end product. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, so here's what we're working on today. A 2016 Toyota 4Runner SR5. It don't look bad at a stock height, but me, I just want between 3 and 6 inches, and this 3-inch kit was like $500. If you don't get the lifted strut, it's even cheaper. They have just a spacer lift that goes on top of your current strut. I did that on my 4Runner. I really didn't like it. So let's get to it. All right, so here's what we're working with today. I got a brand new 3-inch for my 2016 Toyota 4Runner. I got the lifted struts this time. They look very, very good. The box was absolutely destroyed when I got it delivered, but I'm surprised they held up very well. I got the N3 shocks for the back with the hardware beside it, and then rear coil springs in the back. The tools that I'm using for this job, I got a ball joint puller, I got jack and jack stands, and I got an assortment of tools. I didn't lay them out because you're only gonna need like 3 tools, which is a 19mm, 21mm, and a 17, I think. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and jack up your vehicle, put it on jack stands, and then take off your front wheels. And when you jack up the vehicle, go ahead and put like a chop block or a piece of wood in the back so your vehicle does not roll forward or backwards. If you're on a hill going this way, put the chop block on this side. If you're on a hill, put the hill that way, put a chop block on this side. If you don't really know, just put a chop block on both sides. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so where you want to jack this thing up at, first let me explain why I got the wood here. I got the wood here to give it a little bit more height. And where you want to jack the vehicle up at is right in the center, like basically right here. You hear how hollow this is right here? You want it right there where the frame is. And while you're back here, go ahead and pop open your trunk and grab your tire iron for your vehicle. In this kit is pretty much everything you need to change a flat tire. It's nothing high tech, it's all basic parts. Look for the tire iron, which just fell out. And then break your lug nuts free. And what I mean by breaking them free is basically just break them so they're not tight. I jacked it up too much. See how I was turning the tire? If that happens, just lower it down just a little bit to put more weight on the tire so it don't turn when you're trying to break these lug nuts. Usually there's a crack. Just like that. See how it's loose? Once you get all of them broken free, go ahead and move to the other side. Once they're broken free, go ahead and jack the vehicle up and put it on jack stands. Again, I'll put the picture here so you see exactly where to put the jack stands. All right, so after you jack it up, put the jack stand on there and then lower the jack back down onto the jack stand. I want to give it a push and make sure that it's seated and it ain't gonna fall off the jack stand. You want to test it now before you're under the vehicle and the vehicle has the potential of falling on you. All right, so now that you got the tire off and you lowered the vehicle onto the jack stand, I pump a few pumps of the jack, so it's being held by the jack and the jack stand. Just another point of safety. All right, so what you're gonna do, and here, now that you got the tire off, you're gonna take the cotter pin out of this castle nut, take off the castle nut from right here, and then disconnect the castle nut from the spindle right here. Then you're gonna come up here and disconnect the sway bar link, the bottom one, off the sway bar. Then you're gonna take the cotter pin out of this upper ball joint, and then take this nut off, and then disconnect the upper control arm from the spindle. After you do that, take off your skid plate underneath, and then there's a bolt here, and then another bolt here, and then that'll drop the sway bar out of the way. Once the sway bar is out of the way, take off the lower nut on the strut, and then there's 3 nuts on the top of the strut, 1, 2, and then in the back here. Don't take off this center one. This is the tension for the coil. And then you'll take the strut, the bottom will slide out, and then you'll pull the whole assembly down. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, because my camera died, I just went ahead and finished the lift. Just gonna show y'all exactly what it looks like after the lift. It's been about 1,000 miles, roughly 1,500 miles after I put it on, but everything went on smoothly. The only thing I didn't tell y'all that you have to move is these brake lines right here. It's basically, if you bend this out, this will slide straight out, and then it's mounted back here with a bolt. That way you have clearance for the upper control arm right here. But everything went in exactly how I mentioned it. All right, so the backside is even easier than the front. All you have to do is take off the shock, which is 1 bolt up here, and then 1 bolt at the bottom. And then you're gonna disconnect sway bar link right here. Raise the vehicle up by the differential. That's the jacking point for the back. And then once you get the shock off and the sway bar link off, you'll slowly lower it, and then that side will still be connected. So once you start lowering this, it'll lower this whole thing, and you can pull out the spring right there. That spring's not held by anything. It's in there by compression, and then there's a stopper right here. Also, don't forget to take out the center. It's a rubber stopper, and then put it on the new spring. All right, so after you get the new spring in, you'll put the new shock on, bolt that down, and then bolt the sway bar link back up, and then move over to the other side. Jack it back up, take the shock off, take the sway bar link off, lower the vehicle down, remove the spring, get the stopper from the old spring, put it in the new spring, put it back in your vehicle, and then put it all back together. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you my new KO2s. I got some 285 75 17s. Yes, some big tires. They don't rub, they don't squeal, they don't make noise. These are absolutely perfect. Like, please go get yourself some. And oh my God, BFG, if you're watching, send me a free set of tires, please.